First, create an enum which will have a value for each category of sound, such as shoot, hut, walk, or some of the examples that you can see on the screen. Create a new class, SoundAudioClip, which will hold the sound enum value and a Unity Engine audio clip. Add the serializable attribute to allow editing within the Unity interface. Create a new class, SfxAssetManager, which is derived from monobehavior, uses a singleton pattern, and contains a public array of sound audio clips, the class that you just created. Add this to a game object in your scene, and you can now add sound audio clips in the Unity inspector. Create another new class, SfxController, derived from monobehavior, using the singleton pattern, and contains a static game object, SfxParent, which will be the parent object holding our sound effect game objects. This just keeps our scene nice and tidy. Instantiate a new game object and start and assign to the sound effects parent static object. Add the following code, which creates a new game object and assigns it to the sound effects parent object. Then we add an audio source component and assign the audio source clip from the method getAudioClip and pass in our sound enum. And I'll show this new method in a moment. Assign the audio source volume by multiplying the nullable volume mult value by a base value. I'm using the player prefs here, but you can use a constant value. Then use the play method to play the audio clip. We can then use GameObjectDestroy, specify the sound game object, and set the timer to the length of the audio clip to remove the sound object from the scene when it's finished playing. This is my earlier mentioned method for fetching audio clips. This uses a link query to get all of the sound audio clips using the specified enum. Then if there's multiple, checked in the if statement, we randomly select one. Else, if there's only one, we use that using the link first method. If we haven't returned anything by this point, then that means we were unable to find a sound audio clip in the array in our manager class. So we display a simple debug log error message. Mentioned earlier, I'm using the player prefs manager to get the effect volume and multiplying that by the volume multiplier. So this is my player prefs manager. I use this for storing and fetching player prefs, which is a class allowing us to store string float and integer values to the user's platform registry. Just means player data persists over multiple instances of the game. So I use this when I'm allowing users to set configurable settings, and you can see here that I'm pulling the volume, and I can use that against my volume multiplier in my play sound method. Once you've added those classes, you can see here I've got my sound effect controller on my controllers object, and I've got another object for game managers, and I've got the sound effect asset manager, and you see that array of sound audio clips. So I've got my enum values assigned in the drop down, and then you can just map a value, an audio clip against that. Then you just need to call the play sound method and pass in the enum, and then the sound will play.